Man, what the hell, man? How do we get here to there? How do we get from freaking RDR versus Anthony Hernandez, a title eliminator between two guys, and it just goes sideways? Anthony Hernandez, one of my guys, okay, I'm not gonna lie. If you didn't know, well, now you know. Had to pull out, and at first I was like, are you serious, man? Who's gonna replace him? And then I saw Costa making noise on X or Twitter saying that, dude, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go fight him. And I'm like, all right, that's not too bad. I'm down for that. Obviously it's a step down, but, it's a fun fight on paper. And, I can mess with Costa since he had a great performance in his last fight with Roman Kopylov. He looked great. He looked like he was back. And he was calling out Hamzat. Stylistically, even makes more sense because, Costa's hard, to, like, take down, bully. And RDR is known for, like, bullying people in the clinch, But, supposedly, from Costa, the reason the fight didn't happen is because he only wanted it to be 3 rounds. And because of that, Costa was removed and Brendan Allen was inserted in instead. And come on, man. Are you serious? Out of all the people we got, freaking Brendan Allen. Like, look, I ain't trying to just dump on the guy, but fans been on this case for a while, okay? I'm not the only one that's doing this, okay? And honestly, I get it. The dude's fight IQ, man, it's rough sometimes, okay? There's been people calling him out that he's dumb. Like, he's stupid. Like, go back and watch the Amava fight. First round, he's doing all right. He gets on top. He gets some control. Then after that, bro just falls apart. He's shooting these ugly, desperate singles from across the cage. No setup. There's nothing. Even he came out after and was like, yeah, I made bad decisions, bad adjustments. Like, no kidding, you think? People were saying, well, hey, he outstruck Marvin mid-Vittori. And yeah, technically he did. But come on, man. That doesn't mean a damn thing when Marvin's out here getting beaten by everyone these days. That win just doesn't hold weight like it used to. Same deal with Sean Strickland. Why the hell are you standing in the pocket with one of the cleanest boxers in the division and somehow getting TKO'd by him even though he doesn't have any power in his hands? Then, you can't forget about the first Chris Curtis fight, man. He rushed in forward, reckless, chin high, and boom, countered clean. And come on, man, that's just Brendan Allen in a nutshell. And then the striking, man, people don't buy it at all, okay? You see comments like his stand-up is shockingly bad, and I can't even argue too hard against it. The dude just backs straight up. He eats clean shots, and when the grappling's not clicking, it gets ugly real fast. Add in the fact that he fades when he's not dictating the pace, and people just don't trust him being at a top level. After all, middleweight division is a dog shit division. Let's just say it how it is. But look, I'm not saying RDR is perfect either. His striking, yeah, it's not great. The dude stands tall. He's stiff. He looks like C-3PO. And yeah, we all saw what GM3 did to this guy. GM3 was like outboxing him and lit him up like a Christmas tree. He's not out here knocking guys dead with clean boxing, but let's be real. The difference, though, unlike Allen, is that RDR actually showed that he can improve. He tightened things up against Whitaker. He used awkward length and kept his composure and didn't just crumble when things weren't going his way. He's not flashy, but he doesn't make the same boneheaded mistakes that Allen does. He's not out here gassing himself out or chasing hopeless takedowns or standing in the pocket with a sniper just to prove a point. That's why fans are more willing to give RDR the benefit of the doubt. He's still got holes, yes, but at least he's leveling up. At least he's winning. Where Allen, on the other hand, has been in the same UFC for years, and he's still making the same dumb decision fight after fight. And look, yes, he wins some fights, but you know what I mean. He brings it up every once in a while. And look, man, if I sound frustrated, it's because I am. We had a fight that I was really hyped for. Hernandez versus RDR. A clear title eliminator. Everything was lined up. Then it crumbled. Fine. Costa. Throw his name in the hat. I'm like, okay, that ain't bad. Stylistically, it makes sense. Star power makes sense. And Costa has always been, he brings that chaos factor. He's going to try to go and make the fight entertaining at least. But the fact that they couldn't even get that fight together and we ended up with Brendan Allen, bro, what the hell? That's such a drop off in energy. And alright, I'm picking RDR in this one. It's no secret. You can already tell from the beginning. I stand with RDR. RDR is going to win. But let's be fair about it. If Brendan Allen wins, there's only really one way it's going to happen. He's got to catch RDR slipping in that scramble, slide onto his back, and lock up that rear naked choke. That's Allen's bread and butter, man. Once he latches your shoulders, he's dangerous. But if he doesn't find that exact lane, his chances fall off hard. Now, picture the flip side on this. Let's say Allen ends up underneath RDR, stuck in his guard. That's not just bad, that's straight up annoying for him. RDR is heavy from the top, leans on you, pins on your hips, makes you carry all that weight. And if Allen's stuck there, he has to work nonstop, trying to frame, throw up subs, maybe stand up, but all of that drains the gas tank fast without doing much to score. And if he gets a little sloppy chasing something off his back, RDR will slide right past his guard, and now Allen's defending from half or side control, burning even more energy to survive. That's the difference to me. Allen needs the perfect sequence. Hit an entry, get the back, sink the choke in. But if RDR gets on top first, it's his fight. He'll smother, he'll grind, and he'll make Allen pay for every moment. That's why I just don't see Allen pulling it off here. RDR might not be perfect, but in this matchup, his strengths line up too well. I mean, look, RDR striking isn't pretty, okay? Nobody's saying that he's Israel Adesanya out there. But the guy has gotten better, and that's the part people are missing. Go back to that Whitaker fight. He was landing clean knees up the middle, jabbing his way in, and making Rob respect him. That's a former champ, one of the cleanest strikers at 185. And RDR actually held his own in spots. He wasn't just spamming takedowns from the parking lot anymore. He was patient. He touched you up with the jab, stayed in with that long frame, dig that knee into the body, and then look for the tie-up. Now that's huge because it keeps guys just waiting to counter the shot. And that's the difference here. Allen gets touched way too easily on the feet. He's hittable, he backs straight up like I mentioned earlier, and he doesn't have the kind of power to make like RDR second guess himself. Meanwhile, RDR is using his awkward rhythm and his length to buy himself time. Even when he's not winning exchanges clean, he's making them messy, making them clinchy, and then boom, body lock, cage press, trip, and you're drowning underneath him. The other thing that people don't talk about is his gas tank. Against Whitaker, RDR didn't fall apart in those championship rounds. He kept pushing, even stole the later rounds with pressure and activity. That's important because Allen's the guy who starts fading once he's the one who isn't dictating. So if Allen can't find that choke early, it only gets worse for him as the fight drags on. So yeah, RDR striking might not look clean, but it's effective at the end of the day to set up what he really wants. He doesn't need to outbox Allen. He just needs to touch him up, close the space, and drag him into those ugly clinch exchanges. And once he hits the mat, that's RDR's world all day. And look, man, if I had to map it out, I see round one being Allen's best chance. He's fresh, he's explosive, maybe he does slip around the back off an early scramble and makes it sketchy. But once RDR finds his rhythm, once he starts pressing him to the cage and leaning that size on him, you can just see the fight starting to tilt. By round two, Allen's already working harder than he wants to, defending the knees, fighting the grips, and just getting dragged down. From there, it's just going to be rinse and repeat. RDR doesn't need to chase the finish. He just needs to rack control, stay heavy, pepper him enough to keep the ref off his back. By the later rounds, Allen's going to be tired, the desperation shots get sloppy, and RDR is just going to bully him against the fence. And Matt returned him over and over and just sitting on top of him until the horn. So my call, RDR by unanimous decision. Could he leave a late sub if Allen makes a bad move trying to explode up? Yeah, I can see it. But the safe pick is RDR, grinding him out for 3 or 4 rounds. I honestly think it's going to be a clean sweep on the card. And that's why I was so annoyed when this fight was announced. We went from a banger eliminator to maybe Costa bringing some juice, and now we're looking at a fight that feels more like a formula. Brendan Allen's tough. He's got tough submissions in the pocket, but against RDR, I just don't see it. I think this is his fight to lose. But with all that being said, those are my thoughts. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like always, guys, I'll see you guys on my next one.